Did you know that most break-ins happen between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. in the middle of the day? That's right. According to studies, just over 10% of break-ins are planned beforehand. The rest are spur of the moment, crimes of opportunity. In other words, they are random. Listen, the average loss in a burglary is over $2,000. That can be hard to recover from for the average family. And what's crazy is that only 1 in 5 homes have home security. Maybe because most companies really don't make it easy. It's difficult to step up. It's complicated to learn all the features, and it isn't worth the hassle. That's why Simply Safe is my top choice. Simply Safe protects your whole home, every window, room, and door with 24/7 monitoring for just a fraction of the cost. Their police dispatch is up to 3.5 times faster because they use video verification. No contract, no hidden fees, no fine print. It's designed to blend right into your home, no wires, no drilling, easy to order, easy to set up, usually in under an hour. And prices are always fair and honest. You get around-the-clock monitoring for just $15 a month. Visit simplysafe.com/watchchad. You're going to get free shipping and a 60-day risk-free trial. You got nothing to lose. Go now. Go to Simply Safe. That's SIMPLI safe.com/watchchad so they know that we sent you. That's simplysafe.com/watchchad. It's party time, Mom. We're back in Studio 22, the Chad Prather Show. We're hanging out. We're just going to chill and talk about some things that are going on in the world today. Got my good buddy sitting in, Graham Allen, hanging out in the hot seat. Welcome to Studio 22. Welcome to Texas. You just got the family moved in.
Yeah, about 3 weeks now.
Big transition.
Yep.
Transition.
Good transition, though.
I think you guys are acclimating well. At least you seem to, from what I see on social media.
Well, Southern people are Southern people at the end of the day, right? So, I mean, you know.
We all fake it.
Yeah, we're all cousins in some way. So
yeah, my family tree's a brush pile.
Anyway, but no, it's been easy, man. It's been real easy. It's nice. There's more than one Sonic around here.
Now that is small town Mississippi.
We're living the high life right
there.
now, man. Hey, if the Sonic's out of ice cream in Mississippi, you ain't getting ice cream.
Yeah,
so
you got a Sonic and a Dollar Genitals.
Yeah, well, no. We've got more Dollar Generals per block area than any other state. I'm positive.
I mean, it's amazing the stuff you can get in a Dollar General.
You can get anything.
Anything.
It's one of the fastest. I think it's the fastest right now retail store. Like as far as expansion goes, they're everywhere.
Like, how do you cram that much crap into one of those little metal buildings? And they pop them up in 2 days. They're in business.
Someone told me, a redneck. He said that Dollar General is the loving first cousin of Walmart. You laugh out there for real.
Yeah. That's what it I guess that's better than being the bastard child.
It's the loving first cousin of Walmart. You can Google it. I'm telling you.
Wow.
It's a true story.
I know because, over there where our spot is in northeast Alabama, there's nothing up there. No. Nothing up there. And so, but we got I call it the Dollar Genitals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Buy your underwear in there, it becomes a Dollar Genitals. That's the truth.
I love a Dollar General now. I'm telling you. I
try to avoid it. Now, this is the honest to God's truth. You mentioned Walmart, won't go. Now, if I'm on the road somewhere and absolutely need something, but at home, I don't go to Walmart.
Well, now that we're in the entitled, 1%er world of Texas, Alyssa has, my wife, for people that don't know, has spent more money in Target in the past 3 weeks.
That's right.
See?
I'm a Target man.
Up.
I went.
Bougie Sean.
I'm Target.
I went for an agenda to prove to her that you could go into Target without spending $400. It is possible.
No.
And so I went in and I only spent $87, and I held it up to her. I said, "You see there?
Mm-mm.
See there? It just takes some discipline."
What's your take on it, Bougie?
I like Target. I don't go to Walmart.
You're the only black guy I know with white privilege.
Give me my Target. I tell it to Quinn. I'm like, baby, we're going to Target. You go Walmart? No, we're not doing Walmart. We don't do Walmart. We do Target.
That's right.
I get my kombucha from
We
Target.
got a job. We're ready. Let's go to Target.
I get paid. We going Target.
Have you ever drank kombucha?
No.
This dude's addicted. Bougie is addicted to kombucha. That's got to be the nastiest. I don't even know what it is.
It's fermented.
something.
Anytime they start off with "it's fermented," that means
disgusting.
it's bad.
Fermented means it's alcoholic.
It's an acquired
it's
taste.
Not alcoholic. But it's got seeds in it. Who wants to drink
It has
stuff?
bacteria in it. It's good.
That's like
Bacteria?
pulpy orange juice. I don't understand it. I don't trust people.
I know. When you take a big drink of orange juice and you wind up chewing,
that means
that's
it's
just
bad.
Weird.
That means it's gone bad.
That's like my milk.
I love pulp. I get lots of pulp.
Of course. Yeah.
milk?
No,
What?
you can't trust a man in a tunic or that drink that drinks pulpy orange
Never
juice.
trust a man in a tunic.
My family's from the Caribbean. We
What movie
made
is
our
that from?
fresh
I
orange
don't know.
juice.
That's funny.
We're from the Caribbean. We made fresh orange juice, and fresh orange juice has pulp in it. I'm sorry that I like it natural.
I thought China was in Asia.
No, if I see someone make it in front of me and it's got pulp in it, I'm like, okay, I get that. I make the mental connection. Obviously, it's fresh. But if it comes in a carton and it's pulpy, how do I know?
It's simply orange. I only get organic orange juice.
Okay.
Again, Target,
Yeah.
people.
The best way to poison somebody, slap organic on the front of it.
You know what? And a good friend of mine in Charleston, South Carolina, we were out on his boat because I'm a 1%er.
Mm-hmm.
We were out on his boat, and he's retired over there off Folly Beach, Folly Island, and we were going back to the channels, and he made his money in the organic produce business, and he said it's the biggest con that's ever
of
been
course it
put on
is.
people
Of course
in
it
the
is.
history of the planet.
Let me tell you-
slap organic on the front of it.
Not only is it a big old con, you want to talk about the snobbiest people you've ever seen in your life. I, for the first time ever, stepped into a Whole Foods.
Say about Whole Foods.
All right. Hey, and immediately I got stared at. Like, they're like, you do not belong.
Those
in here.
people look one granola bite away from death. like if being healthy makes you look that sick,
I'm out.
I don't want to be healthy.
Where's McDonald's? I want to know.
Exactly.
I'm telling you. No, but anyway, no. The most judgmental, just mean people I ever said.
It's true.
Like, excuse me, ma'am, where's the salad bar? And she looked at me like, I bet you do want a salad bar. It's like, that's what I just asked you. I asked where the salad bar is. And no, man, they were not welcoming in Whole Foods.
You go to Whole Foods, don't you, bougie?
No, they don't welcome. I'm still black.
No matter how much you have false power.
No matter how hard I try, I
Whole
still get
Foods
judged
is
in Whole Foods.
equally discriminatory
With my
to black
kombucha,
people
I still get
and rednecks.
judged.
They
Excuse
have
me.
nobody in there.
I'm sipping my kombucha and you judge me in Whole Foods. Watch out.
You let your white wife go in first.
Oh, I do. I send her in first.
Send your little black baby in.
Go ahead. She's so cute. That's right, because her daddy right
That's
here.
right. That's right.
You want to know where she got that curly hair? Nah, mama.
Anyway, this is a good studio, though. I like
It's
it.
fun. We just got air conditioning in here a couple of weeks ago.
I
It's
was gonna
nice.
say it's not hot in here,
No, it
which
was
is a good thing
We had
because
Glenn
I
Beck on
sweat.
the show, and Beck gets off the deal. He goes, "We got to get you out of here." 2 days later, we had air conditioning. Mark was sending me pictures of the thermostat at 58, and I was like, "Where the hell is that?" It was in Studio 22.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's right. God answers prayer, man.
So is it really 22 or did you just name it
I
that?
named it 22.
You named it
I
22?
named it Studio 22, and we're going to call it Studio 22 when we move over there in your room too.
But
you don't have
but
to.
it's Studio 3. There's a big 3 on the
Studio
door.
3, but we're still going to call my side of the room Studio 22.
3.22.
No, it's just going to be
Studio 3.
now. If they're giving directions, they're going to say y'all can go to room 3. We know where to go, but we're still going to call it Studio 22.
Okay.
Just
All
because
right.
we can.
All right.
Because we can.
I got it.
Exactly.
There's a big 3 on the door.
I know. Well, see, people don't realize that so you've now built out your Rant Nation and
About
your Dear America.
95%.
You're close, and it looks great.
Yeah, the
So
Rant Nation side is done.
Yeah.
The Dear America is like 90%.
It looks
90%
good.
there.
It's a great Tim DiDonato who does all that. He does a great job of building these sets.
We had some back and forths a couple times of what needs to go where. And
You're a
how
picky
things need to
dude.
go. I am a picky guy. I am a diva, as
You are a
people
diva.
would claim it to be.
Yeah.
But I know what I want. Like I see it in my face or in my head.
Yeah.
And
See,
then,
I'm not that
I see
way.
it in my face. I don't even know what that means.
My face
I've
has
seen
eyeballs.
I've seen it in my face. No, I see it in my head, and I see it in my head, and then
Hey, Bougie, you want to ask him something?
you want to ask me something?
You want to ask him a question?
Ask him a question.
Anyway, through my redneck, language, sometimes it doesn't always come out the way that I want it to appear in real life. So
It's amazing that you and I get to use our communication skills to make a living.
Yeah, that's what I try to tell everybody. So somebody said, "Why do you think I'm sorry to everybody that watches the show. Why do you
They're
think?
used to it.
Why do you think that you're so popular? And I said, well, I just blurted it out before it processed, and I said, well, I think it's because I just really dumbed down everything. And then I realized, oh crap, everybody's gonna think I just called them dumb. I'm like, no. I'm the dumb one, and I just dumb it down so I understand it. Yeah. And then I spit it out there, and I do. I think it's through my redneck terminology and everything that I use that people just they're like,
it's real.
I know some of those words.
It's authentic. It's real. And I, but what I was going to say is, so you're on one side of the room.
Yes.
And my portion's going to be on the other side of the room, and then it's going to be a battle of who's going to be in the room at the same time. And
I told him, I said, I love how smart everyone in the Blaze is. Because you put the two guys that travel the most in the same studio and said, work a schedule out. Yeah. so you don't film on top of each other. And I was like, whoever came up with that is just, man, you're really thinking outside the box.
We'll figure it out, though.
Oh, yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Either that or we'll kill each other, one of the two.
Laid back. You win.
No.
I'm not going to fight. You win. You got your big old orangutan arms. You don't even have to.
I'm just sitting here.
You don't have to bend over to scratch your ankles, dude. You're like grape ape.
I think it's just, I just got short legs. I have little legs. I got short legs.
Yeah.
And so it just makes it easy.
You know what grape ape is, Candace? You're familiar with the grape ape?
I'm so scared to ask what that is.
It's a cartoon. Check it out,
no.
Grape ape.
Grape ape.
It's a Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Hanna-Barbera.
70s.
Yeah.
I'm a millennial, remember?
Glenn Beck's probably has a grape ape around here somewhere.
Somewhere. He's got the
original films.
Yeah, that or the suit for when kids went to go and he was
It's on
like
the Amistad ship that's back over there.
He's got the first Ronald McDonald's mummified upstairs in the one of the offices.
Lord.
Glenn Beck's got everything.
What is it? What would impress me is the Hamburglar. If he had the Hamburglar. Because you don't hear about the Hamburglar.
Why? You got a thing for little midgets that eat burgers?
No, I was just saying that Ronald McDonald, everybody knows Ronald McDonald, but the Hamburglar was he was one of the OGs.
Yeah.
And so, What? He was.
You want to ask him a question, Sean?
But you don't hear about the Hamburglar very often, so I feel like he don't get no respect, Rodney Dangerfield.
No, goodness sakes. I'm glad you're in Texas.
I'm telling you.
Glad you made
put
it.
me and you for useless movie trivia, we would
No, you're good at it because you.
I pride myself. I didn't have a childhood, Chad. I was an only child.
You were born a gorilla.
I was the only child, and I didn't have any friends, and so I watched movies. That's what I did when I was a kid.
TV educated me. That's a true story.
True story.
I'd come home in the afternoon. That's back when you could watch television and it was actually educational. Mm-hmm. I'd come home. I was a latchkey kid. Yep. You know, so many of the boomers, you know, they had these Gen Xers. And that's what because we were talking about, Scott. We were talking about the generational things. We were talking about, you know, these boomers created these latchkey kids, which are Gen Xers. Mm-hmm. And since they couldn't give them time because both parents worked outside of the house, what they gave them was things. And they gave, you know, they kind of, and then we got out of college thinking that we were supposed to have everything immediately that our boomer parents worked 30 years to get. Mm-hmm. And we were disenfranchised and disenchanted because we didn't get it. Mm. And so then what we did was, because we didn't spend a lot of time with our parents, we started having these millennial kids. Mm. And we were like, oh, we can never say no to them. Mm. We're going to give them all the time, all the things. Amazon.com is going to send all of the shipments. And now these millennial kids are having, oh, sweet God, these things they're ordering online and showing up. But the point being, you came home and you entertained yourself and you turned it on to you had Channel 3 and Channel 6 and Channel 12.
There wasn't no remote.
If you put it somewhere in the squiggly lines between the UHF and the VHF, you could see Penthouse after
I had
dark.
Skinamax.
Or Cinemax.
Skinamax, baby.
And you just prayed to God your mother didn't come in while you were watching George Carlin. You know?
Everybody knows X-Files, David Duchovny from that. I know him from Red Shoe Diaries. Come at me. Come talk to me about that, baby. We know.
I love Duchovny, man.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
12-year-old Sean.
Yeah.
Not him, but the show that
But
he
that's
was
the
on.
deal. You could come home and you could watch television and you learn things. Like I remember watching, I was there, man. When I watched, it was a snow day in January when I was in 5th grade when the Challenger blew up. I watched it happen. I was home alone. Of course I was.
Yeah, of course you were.
Party time, Mom.
Explain that.
It's true.
To show the minuscule age difference between the two of us. I was in school when 9/11 happened. So, you know, very, very similar.
Yeah, I had 2 children.
Yeah,
I had 2 children. I was trying to process them through.
I was in high school at that point, and so no. But yeah, anyway, back to the original sad point of that whole road we just went down. I didn't have any friends, and I was I was a terribly alone child, so I watched movies all the time.
I tried to take your pain and turn it into an educational generational
No,
moment,
but it's true.
It
Out of that sadness led to the fact that I have this abundance of worthless knowledge that turns into funny yet educational videos, and now here we sit. Yeah. So, glass half full kind of stuff. I'm just being for real. People today,
I totally relate.
They whine, they complain. My daddy didn't love me enough. My mama didn't hug me enough. Who cares? Yeah, shut up.
That's me too. I grew up down in the woods, man.
Be quiet and get a job.
I grew up a poor white kid. I was down in the woods with the horses and the dogs and the trees, and for a hyperactive kid, finding snakes and lizards.
You were hyperactive? No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
I'm a city kid, man. I grew up in the woods, but I want to be.
Grew up in the woods, but I'm a city kid.
I got to be at least 10 minutes from the Walmart I'll never visit these days. That's the way
I've never lived this close to a mall in my entire life.
You're real close to it.
I'm super close. We're like 1.1 miles away from a mall.
That's
big
dangerous.
Your kids will go get corrupted.
Like not like a strip mall, like a mall.
Yeah.
Got a Nordstrom.
2 weeks ago, I wrote a new song.
Store till we got here. I mean, for real, I never heard of such a thing. What? What is that? A Nordstrom? Yeah. So you got movie theaters that seats recline. What?
Yeah, and then you put your legs up and the whole thing.
You can drink. They bring you
alcohol.
Food, like not popcorn, like real food. Man, hey, Mississippi, look, let me tell you. Our big...
They still have a colored section up in the balcony?
No, we ain't there. But Mississippi, our big-time movie theater, only had 8 screens, and it was built in the old Lowe's building. So it was the old Lowe's building that's now a movie theater. Before that, we had 3 separate theaters that only had 2 screens in each of them. It wasn't stadium seating. It was the flat seating where, the basketball players always sat in front of you when you're getting ready to watch, and you had to look at the newspaper to find out which theater had which movies, because you want to talk about punching children because you're upset, go to the wrong movie theater and miss your time slot, kind of thing. That's where
you were
I'm
probably
from.
around when they brought the talkies to Mississippi, and it went from Charlie Chaplin and Buster.
Mississippi's
Buster
so
Keaton.
behind. The last episode of Friends airs next week. In Mississippi, I'm telling you, man. You cross into Mississippi, you lose about 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
And then,
That's like I say when I go to Oklahoma.
I say that with love, Mississippi.
I go across the Red River into Oklahoma, and the collective IQ of Oklahoma goes up and Texas goes down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so, anyway, I love Mississippi. Born and raised there. Small town, literally nothing there. Absolutely Dust Bowl kind of area. Nothing. When I was 15, we had a gas station open, and the mayor showed up of Caledonia because it was such a big deal that a gas station was actually there.
So one of my college roommates, his name was Rodney. He was from Tumsuba, Mississippi. Right? I'd never heard of Tumsuba. Mm-hmm. It's over there. It's like Vicksburg area.
Yeah.
You go north, up like you're going towards the Golden Moon.
Yeah, towards Delta kind of area. There you go.
And I learned a lot about Mississippi living with him.
You can learn a lot about Mississippi.
What county is that? Was that?
Oh, I have no idea what county that is in the Delta. Anyway, you can learn.
You mean what county was he in?
Oh, Lowndes County, Mississippi.
Okay.
He's Lowndes County.
Yeah, Lowndes County. It's northeast Mississippi.
Hey, that's where they shot Mississippi Burning.
I know some Wayne County guys. 601. We call them 601s.
Yeah. So I was in the 662 region.
Okay.
So 662 is in the top part, 601's in the middle, and then the 228 random number is down there on the coastline.
I don't even know what y'all are talking about at this point.
No, that's area codes for phone numbers.
Gotcha. They still use a book.
We're repeating each other at this point. Anyway, Mississippi's where I'm from. People are like, "Geez, how long are we going to talk about Mississippi?" But no, it's a great.
But
place.
here's a life lesson. Look at the greatness that can emerge, the influence that can emerge from the bowels.
Oprah's from Mississippi, Elvis, and now me.
Yeah.
You're welcome, America.
So there's 3 people right there that you only need their first name to know who they're talking about.
Yeah.
Elvis, Oprah, and Graham.
That's probably true.
I Googled you the other day. I don't even remember what. No, I know what it was. I was trying to find you on Parler.
Yep, just got on Parler.
I was on Parler, and I just got on it too. proud to say that I, at least for this, and let me enjoy it for this brief moment. For this brief moment, I have more followers than you. I have just a few more followers than you.
Yeah,
that's going to change very, very soon.
I hadn't figured
that's the way it goes.
I hadn't really started focusing on it yet. It's kind of one of those. I'll get the account, I'll get it verified, and I'll just kind of wait and see kind of what happens. So we'll see. We're
getting censorship on social media, and that's what we're talking about. So with Facebook. With Twitter, of course, with
they've
Instagram.
hit me hard the past 2 weeks. They've hit me real hard.
You got nailed, and I want to talk about that. So what we did is I went over to All Social. So that's an app that they're kind of going through some growing pains, but I like them. All Social, all together, one word. And then there's Parler, Parler, and so I got on there and got verified and did the whole thing. And so I'm at least posting every day. And Parler is great. All Social is too. You can go on there because it's free speech that's under attack. At least that's what we believe. I think it is.
Oh, it definitely is.
I mean, the Revelry website just said, if you have any Donald Trump support speech, anything that you do, we're kicking you off the platform. They came right out in a public statement and said that. Revelry.com, and they said, if you say anything in support of Donald Trump, we're kicking you off. Now, this is the day and age in which we're living, in which if you support the President of the United States, we're kicking you off of a speech platform.
Yeah.
That's ludicrous.
No, yeah. Well, that's one of the things that hit us so hard. And one of the things that we had such an issue understanding is the things that they were deleting of mine. Like, I got no appeal, no nothing. Video's just gone, just deleted. I mean, they notified me that they deleted them. But one of the videos, the first one was on Facebook, and it was a video about Donald Trump. And it was a video in response to that pastor that came under attack because it was the Virginia church that Donald Trump showed up at.
McLean Bible Church in Virginia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And pastor prayed for Donald Trump. And then the next day, on a Monday, the pastor puts out a basically I'm sorry note saying that there was a lot of members of the church that were just severely upset and hurt that he would pray for the president and all this other kind of stuff. So it was a video less about being upset with the pastor. I mean, I don't think he should have apologized for it by any way. But I was more upset about these Christians that have a problem with you praying for someone. And so the whole point of the video was, as Christians or as supposed Christians, shouldn't you want to pray for everybody? And if you really think that Donald Trump is this horrible person and you believe that he's this racist and this bigot and this warmonger and all these other lies that aren't true, but you believe that, isn't that somebody that should be prayed for?
You should pray for.
You know what I mean? And so anyway, that was the point of the video. And I titled it Real Christians Should Pray for Everyone. Well, I got a notification from Facebook that they deleted the video because I violated their community guidelines on, are you ready for it? Hate speech. So me saying that Christians should want to pray for people, Facebook deemed that as hate speech. And then a couple days later, I got a video deleted on Instagram that was about being anti-abortion. You know, I've been very, very, very vocal about that. You as well. You know, I even went up to not Pittsburgh. Where did I go? Philadelphia.
What's that pinhead's name?
Brian Sims.
Brian Sims.
Yeah. So I even went up there in response to, being pro-life, et cetera. So I've been very open about that. And then I got a notification from Instagram that they deleted one of my videos about abortion. And not because it had body parts of babies on it, or things like that. Violated their community standards for hate speech.
Yeah.
Again, so that's what they title it as every single time, is that I've violated this hate speech. And so that's what we're falling into now. We're falling into this, and I told somebody a couple weeks ago, about a year ago, I went on Fox News, and I was on there to talk about the attack on the Second Amendment. And I made a point, and I said, one of the biggest arguments people use is they always say, well, surely the founding fathers wouldn't have known the advances in weaponry that we could have, et cetera, et cetera. And so I said in the interview, just in passing, I said, if we're going to go down that road, how long until the First Amendment comes under attack? Oh, Graham, well, surely the founding fathers wouldn't have known about the internet or social media, vlogs, blogs, newspapers, magazines, et cetera, et cetera. How long until they go, yeah, we might need to change that up a little bit, because now all you have to do to silence someone's freedom of speech is deem it as hate speech if you don't like it or if you don't agree with it. You just have to say that it's hate speech. And if you say that it's hate speech, then it's gone and there's nothing you can do about it. So that's what we've been dealing with. And I will say that I even posted something on my stories today. A follower sent me where they're shadow banning me now. So they literally sent me like the screen record that you can do. And they went to Instagram and they typed in G, typed in R, typed in A, typed in H, A, M, nothing. Lindsey Graham popped up. Another Graham verified person popped up. I didn't. ALLEN still didn't pop up. They had to hit the 1 in there. Once they typed out the entire thing, then it popped up, which has never happened to me before.
So I started the other day on Parler. I did GRAHA and it went RuPaul.
That's funny. That's funny.
It didn't happen, but I know you're gay.
I thought you were
gay.
being serious. I was like, that's hilarious. Anyway, the point is, this is what we're dealing with. And it's true. For the first time ever in 6 months, we posted negative new follower numbers on Instagram last week. Yeah. First time that's happened in 6 months. You know, we've had discussion. I average about 2,000 a week new followers on Instagram. Right. We posted negative numbers, all on the heels of that Miley Cyrus video that I did. And that's when these videos started getting deleted. That's when the whole Steven Crowder Vox ad apocalypse thing happened, and that's when these platforms said that we're going to start cracking down on hate speech. Yeah. But they don't clearly define hate speech either. It just seems that if you're pro-America, pro-Trump, pro-not murdering babies, and pro-Christian, then you fall in that hate speech category. Yeah. So that's kind of where we're finding ourselves right now. And, you know, yeah, I mean,
here's the concerning thing. So we've always said, okay, you know, you can have my gun when you pry it from my cold dead fingers, and that kind of, you know, you're going to get away from the Second Amendment. Well, you're going to have to come get our gun. We own 350 million guns in America. If there was a gun problem, you'd know it. We have all these cliches, right? And so we know that when somebody like an Eric Swalwell comes along and says, well, you know, how are you going to fight the government with your Second Amendment when we can just nuke you? And these kind of that rhetoric that's out there. Right. And the gun buyback stuff. Well, you're not going to get our guns. It's just not.
Never going to happen.
Not going to happen. We'll die first. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
So, but you see what they're doing with what they can control, and that is freedom of speech. Mm-hmm. So they can arbitrarily deem something as hate speech and say, okay, well, we're just going to take back that right. We're just going to take back your ability to use your speech. Well, you watch and see. Eventually, the further and further they're going to go along with this, they're going to use the same type of tactics, where now they can say, well, okay, well. Like there was this lady who was afraid. Her husband had all these guns. She's in Florida, and this just happened this past week. She's in Florida. She's got all these guns, and she's afraid for her life because her husband is the way he is. She takes his guns and turns them into the police. They arrest her. They arrest her.
Of course.
So here's the thing. So this is what happens is you start saying, oh, gun owners, well, you're committing this crime. What crime? Well, it's a crime we just came up with. Yeah. It's arbitrary. Mm-hmm. The same way we can deem your speech as hate speech arbitrarily, we're going to deem your gun ownership as illegal arbitrarily. Yeah. And so let's say we get you pulled over for a speeding ticket. You know, you run a stop sign or something like that, and they run your deal and they say, oh, gun owner, come step out of the car.
Yeah, step out of the car.
Because, again, you start changing the language, you start changing the laws. Yep. Once you change the laws, you change the liberty. And that's the whole thing that we're going down. Well, it's a slippery slope.
It's amazing to me. And first, since you brought him up, Eric Swalwell.
Let's talk about it.
Is he not a poor man's Chris Pine?
I want to hit him in the face.
Does he not look like a drunk Chris Pine?
I was like, yeah.
I'm serious. He is the worst candidate for president I've ever seen in my life.
Horrible.
At this point, he's got 0%. Yeah. At this point,
he may be negative 0%.
At this point, I could run as a Democratic hopeful and pull more votes.
At this point, Eric Swalwell's parents will not vote for him. It's that bad. This guy, I've always said he's like some dude. He's like your cousin that you haven't seen in 5 years, but as soon as you come to the family reunion, he's immediately pulling you into the corner saying, man, I got a perfect business opportunity for you.
Yeah.
Just let me share it. It's perfect for you.
He's the cousin that you're not sure that he's a cousin unless you see paperwork on it.
Yeah, he's a douchebag.
Yeah. Anyway, back off that. Yeah, he sucks. Anyway, the point is,
I want to ask him a question.
we want to ask him a question.
Say it. Come on, you're from Mississippi.
He did not take your offer to come on the podcast.
No, he won't come on the podcast. He won't even answer my questions anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, he attacks me.
Yeah.
But he won't even, come on, Swalwell.
Exactly.
Coming for you, Swalwell.
But going back to what you were saying is they're creating what they want, right? And so, and I want to get y'all's opinion on this because this turned into a very controversial topic, which I understand the point. And I tweeted something originally and I deleted it very quickly because I thought about it.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, I thought about it.
I hate when that happens.
But I say that and say I'll say where I'm at on it, and then I'd love to get y'all's opinion. So the same people that deem your speech as hate speech simply because, I don't know, you misidentified somebody because they've created 9,743 different pronouns that you could be called now. Well, that's hate speech. Those same people are the ones that say that they should be allowed to burn the American flag. So they can do whatever they want, right? So at the same point, if you're going to go down that road, you can't say racist things either. Why? Is it really illegal to say racist things? No, not really. Is it morally right? Absolutely not. So people don't accept that. So, and that was the argument that I put to this whole flag burning stuff, right? Yeah. And so President Trump came out and said that he wants to basically make it illegal to burn a flag. There's a lot of things that are illegal that you can't do. Technically, it's illegal to remove the tag off a mattress. Technically, there's no jail time involved in it. You could, all this stuff, there's ridiculous things. And I initially was like, hey, I'm all for it, man. I think people that burn the flag should, be kicked out of the country anyway.
Personal conviction.
Yeah, kind of thing. And then I immediately deleted it because I was like, ugh. That's my personal convictions about it. But what really makes that action illegal? Well, and then I presented the argument of a racist statement at the same time. What really makes that a racist statement? It's because over time, over generations, we have deemed that to associate with certain things. So therefore, that's a racist thing. You should not say that. You can't go to jail for saying racist things. You can go to jail for doing racist things. You can't go to jail for saying racist things. Right. Is it morally right? Absolutely not. Should it be illegal? I don't know. So that's where I'm at. For me, burning the flag to me is an ultimate sign of disrespect. I think that it's something you should not be able to do. Yeah. I mean, you live in America. I think that if you own a home in America, or even better, if you rent a property in America, you don't own it, but you're blessed enough to live in America and rent it, I think you should have to fly the American flag at your house. I
think everybody should have it tattooed on their ass. You should have to go through pain. You should be permanently scarred.
I'm saying, man, and then people get mad at me all the time. They're like, you wore the uniform. You wore the uniform so people could burn that flag. No, I wore the uniform for freedom and to protect what that flag represents. I think it's a blatant slap in the face and disrespect to burn the American flag because you're so oppressed here in America, right?
It's not out there today, but normally there's this big mat right in front of the glass doors when you come in this building, and it's got a couple of American flags, and and the Eagles are on it and stuff like that. And I'll step around that mat. I don't even want to step on that mat. It just makes me feel weird. I don't want to step on the American flag like that, and even though it's just a depiction of it, because it's just my conviction. I try to honor it, and I know what it represents. To me, I know what it represents. Should it be illegal? Personally, if you ask me to come down on it right now, I don't think it should be illegal if you burn an American flag. Right. You're a douchebag and you're an ass if you burn an American flag, and you probably need your butt kicked. But
that's kind of where I stand too.
But it shouldn't be illegal. No, I did that video years ago that went crazy viral where I messed up, I made the mistake, and I had to repent. Because I was just in the heat of the moment. I was actually going into the gym, and I just popped the phone up, and I said, you guys want to burn these flags and desecrate these flags in a safe space. Go find a platoon of Marines that are coming back from deployment after 9 months and walk up in the middle of them in the airport and snatch that Velcro flag off their shoulder and stomp on it. And then I was like, Later, I watched it back and I was like, Marines don't wear Velcro flags.
That's
So 14 million views later, and all the hell from every devil dog I could catch. Trust me, it was. But I had been with a bunch of Marines that whole weekend, so it was in my mind. So anyway, but that's still a valid point.
Yeah,
like you don't do it in your safe space. Do it out there with a bunch of guys who have bled and died.
The biggest thing that I would say is, if you find yourself in a situation of why you're having to defend the fact of why someone or why you should be able to be allowed to burn the flag, then you're not living like a true American in the first place, in my opinion. Right. You know, because the only reason that you would do something like that is because you're an entitled, self-loving, spoiled, hypocritical little brat that has no freaking clue how good you have it. You are a direct result of what it's like to not be oppressed and to live in the greatest country in the world, or you would never do such a blatantly disrespectful act in the first place. Go to any World War II vet, go to any Holocaust survivor, go to anybody who came over to the country legally and watch how high they let that flag fly with pride, because they love being here. They cherish being here. And in my opinion, you're not what America is supposed to represent if you find yourself in a situation to where you have to justify an action of burning the American flag. It's just my opinion. I'll get off my little tangent on my rant
I had
here.
the conversation this morning, then we get the peanut gallery over here, but I had a conversation this morning talking about it because I spent the better part of 20 years of my life, my 20s and 30s, in and out of third world countries. I know what it's like to come home. I know what it's like. I know what, and so many people these days, this generation of people, they don't know what it's like in these places.
Yeah.
And so it's a major thing. And you go back to the racist point, like I keep hearing all of these Democratic candidates who say, well, when it comes to things like reparations, we need to have we need to have an honest conversation.
Right.
You can't have an honest conversation unless you're willing to be called a racist.
Yeah. Well, the thing the left does now is they take it. Any real American, any real sane person is anti-racism. You know, no real American is pro-racism. But what Americans are saying today, at least with a level head on their shoulders, is they're like, hey, we agree. Racism, slavery, segregation, all that will be a stain on American history for the rest of our existence, however long that may be. And if you show us somebody who really was a slave, or show us a business or corporation that owned them, then we will gladly handle that situation. But there's not. There's not. And so you're wanting people who literally had nothing to do with it because of really their skin color. You want them to pay reparations to people. Isn't that in itself judging people by the color of their skin? You see what I'm saying? Like to me, it doesn't make any sense. And now Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, and all her great wisdom is now going after gay reparations.
Yeah, they need gay reparations.
Because gay reparations are a big thing. And this is what I'll talk about gay reparations for a second. Okay. I am not gay. All right. I don't understand
Sure you're not.
the oppression that gay people have gone over.
Vaseline will now be tax-free.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Those Dice Clays, they give them 10% off of KY jelly and put them back in the closet.
Let me tell you this really random story, Chad. You're going to like this. You're going to like this. So going with the whole... The Amazing Race, newest season, kills Elizabeth Warren's gay reparations in a single episode.
Yeah.
Okay? Go with me here. Travel with me down this road. All right, you guys can look this up on the newest season of Amazing Race.
This hole, about to say, whoa.
What?
I thought he was going to travel down this hole with me, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, this rabbit hole.
What hole are we going down, Graham? Non-gay.
Anyway,
non-gay Graham.
All right, you guys can look this up. Amazing Race, the current season, they go to Uganda. All right, so you guys can find it. It's the one where they're traveling to Uganda, and they've got a gay couple, two guys in there that's competing in the race. And they're getting ready to go to Uganda. And I can't believe, I think it comes on ABC or CBS or something like that. Is it CBS? CBS. Okay, CBS. I can't believe CBS let this get out. I think when it finally aired, they're like, holy crap, cut the feed. Anyway, there's this really emotional part for about 45 seconds where this gay couple realizes that they're going to Uganda and they break down. They start crying and holding each other and stuff. And
these are men?
Yeah, they're two guys.
Okay.
It's a homosexual couple.
I got it. I just didn't know if it was men or women.
Okay, it's dudes. Anyway, they start crying, and then they pan on them, and then they do like a little voiceover, and they basically have this moment where they realize, holy crap, we're going to Uganda, where if you're gay, you like get your head cut off. Period. You know what I mean? And then they're like, they even say,
well, you want something to cry about?
Listen, hold on. They even say this. They say, we are so blessed to live in a country where we can love who we want to love.
We can go to Pier 1. We can decorate
But what
Oak
I'm
Cliff.
saying is they literally say that on a CBS program where they basically realize here in America, you have it better than a lot of freaking places, man. For whatever sexual preference you want to practice, whatever religion you want to practice.
No question
about it. It's the
greatest
greatest country in the world. And you want to talk about gay reparations? For what?
Yeah.
Freaking Uganda people are getting their heads cut off for being gay. You want to talk about gay reparations? Why? You have TV shows called Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. What are you talking about?
Uganda. Is it Uganda?
Yeah, it was Uganda.
I've been to Uganda. I mean, wherever there's Muslims, they will cut your head off.
You're not gay, so they're not going to cut your head off.
No, but like Nigeria.
Or
I spent a lot of time in Nigeria. Northern Nigeria, you can't go up there. You can't go to Kanu because it's all Muslim. They'll come cut your head off no matter what.
All I'm saying is,
I know what you're saying.
That these people that are talking about how bad it is here, go somewhere else.
Party foul.
I'm Googling it right now.
What persecution?
Episode?
What persecution have you received as a gay man? As a man who is...
I'm not going to answer that.
I had water in my mouth when you said that. You can't do that kind of stuff.
Hey, look, you guys know. You guys know we've said it a million times on this podcast. I'm going to make fun of everybody. I don't care if you're white, black, fat, skinny, man, woman, gay, straight. We're going to make fun of them. You want equality?
Fat. You have to say lover of food.
Lover of food? Is that the deal? I'm a lover of food.
You're going to have to subscribe to my Pornhub channel to find out.
You're one of those dudes that would tweet what you just watched from Pornhub. Like, who tweets their porn? Like, just got through watching this. Stepsister. Sick. Hey, bring it back in. All right. Let's go back to talking about gay people. Let's get appropriate again.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. Yeah. Is Elizabeth Warren is talking about gay reparations.
They're pander bears. That's my new hashtag. Pander bears.
I like
pander
that.
bears.
I like that.
They're all pander bears. Buttigieg drinking a 40 out of a brown paper sack.
Oh God.
He's with the brothers, right?
Case
on the
in
street.
point. Gay guy running for presidency.
Yeah.
Hello?
Well,
I rest my case. I'm done.
His campaign, we're running for president. We had a black guy who was president. Now we got a gay guy running for president, although he probably just killed his campaign because he just lost control at the BLM rally.
Eventually, we're going to have a gay black woman run for president.
Yes, Michelle Obama probably will put her hand, she probably will put her hat in the ring.
Oh,
it's
man.
coming. I think it's still coming. I think that actually, and I've made this prediction before.
I don't think she'll do it this one.
I think that, I don't know. Okay, so first of all,
I think
if Joe
2024.
Biden, probably so. If Joe Biden, I personally think that unless
he's going to cure cancer,
a miracle happens. I heard that
he's going to
unless a miracle happens. Donald Trump's the last Republican president probably ever, because it's just that people are crazy. People are crazy, and that name has been so blighted with these negative connotations now that, like, I just did 2 shows in New Jersey. And I knew that my crowd were coming to these shows on Friday and Saturday night, and I knew it was going to be heavily conservative and stuff like that. But even in New Jersey, super progressive New Brunswick, New Jersey, I was like, where do I take my Trump jokes and my because I make fun of Trump as well in the shows, and
right.
I'm
a lot to make fun of.
Yeah, exactly. Thank God Trump doesn't drink. I mean, can you imagine him sitting on the toilet tweeting at 3 a.m. butt naked, just got the Speedo line there and his orange, white, just crazy Chuck Grassley and this nervous Nancy. Can you imagine if he was drunk doing that?
I wish that he was.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
No, I love Trump's tweeting. Like, some people are like, oh, I love the president. I just wish he'd stop tweeting. Oh, why?
Gotta do it.
Are you kidding me? That is the best thing ever.
Best entertainment
My legs go to sleep on the toilet reading Donald Trump's tweets.
It's like a laser pointer to cats, man. I love it.
Tell you, I can't. Anyway, continue.
So anyway, you go to these places, and sometimes I'll second guess. I'm like, I wish Bougie was with us on this trip so I could say, I love black people.
I got my friend with me.
I got my friend with me.
Isn't it weird now, though? And I don't know if you guys, if you've gotten these comments from pictures with him, but isn't it weird now that we can't even have black friends anymore unless people will respond, oh, of course you have a black friend.
Oh no, what
so
I love.
So you can make people believe you're not racist. Isn't that kind of what not being racist is? You have like friends that are different color. You see what I'm saying? Have you had that? Has anyone said that to you? They say it to me all the time.
I get stuff like, I'll have the BLM guys that'll come after me and whatever, and they'll say, well, or somebody will see a segment from Humor Me, the other show we do for Blaze.com.
Shameless plug.
/humor.
Shameless plug.
Use promo code Chad. And they're like, you're just a
/Graham.
racist, that's blah, 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 racist, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and I'll take a pic. I'll have a picture with Sean, and I'll be like, "Well, here's the guy who produces the show."
Yeah, that's how I am with my manager, Jason. You know my manager.
Yeah.
Jason is black. The guy who literally handles me being able to make money to feed my family is black. Yeah. He is in charge of me. If you really want to,
right. He better be in charge.
Oh, you need reparations.
That's what I'm saying. A black man is in charge of me and my money.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. So the NBA is mad about owner title. Well, Jason Smart owns my money till he distributes out my money to me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the whole point.
manager in LA is Jewish, so you know.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Kidding. But am I kidding?
What do you think about that, by the way? Are you glad that the NBA has finally joined 2019 and is no longer accepting racial slurs or racial connotations in the time because they're no longer referred to as owner?
I watch hockey.
He's a hockey guy.
Hockey?
We go to the hockey game in Nashville, me, him, and Jason Hernandez, and we're all sitting there behind, and there's PK Subban, who's a black guy that's playing for the highest paid guy on the Predators, and a defenseman, one of the top defensemen in the league, and we're sitting right there on the deal where we could just, like, if we could reach through the glass, we could touch his head.
I don't like the NBA.
Yeah, and so I'm
just because I'm black doesn't mean I watch the NBA, Graham.
But I wasn't saying that. I was saying
where you think his parents were the janitor
of
the school?
People in the NBA have a problem with owner for the person that owns the team. And so I was just curious, are you glad that we've taken this step in the right direction?
I am.
At this point. At this point,
you say I am.
I am. I'm super proud.
I hate all of y'all. I hate all. I love the internet. I love people on the internet. I hate my personal friends.
But imagine that, though. Imagine that you're so oppressed that the person who pays you millions of dollars to play a game.
Listen, I was watching the draft the other day, and they call that person's name. They holding up them jerseys. They're like, "Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Let's go play some ball."
But that's my point.
The truth.
But you
$20 million.
You just talked about the whole thing that I'm talking about, Chad. Those young men are super excited and super grateful and super willing. Why? Because perspective is everything. They don't have any money.
That's right.
They have worked really hard, sacrificed to achieve
put
something.
You through school, found you some sneakers.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. So they're super accepting, they're super willing, they're super grateful. You've got these people that have been in the league for 15 years or so now that don't know any life but millionaire at this point. Now their perspective has changed. So now they are no longer grateful for what they have, and they've forgotten what they really have. And now they're trying to find something to be mad about, find something to be upset about. And that's all I'm saying is what's going on now in our society is a direct result of the entitlement that we gain from being so blessed in this society. That's all I'm saying, man. And you can look at anything. You can look at the example you just said. You can look at freaking movies now, the movies that we make and how we make them and the slant and the narrative that's in them. It's just different. It's changed. There's no longer the freaking hero's journey, which was pretty much every freaking movie you ever watched in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Now it's all about the new Aladdin. I talked about this in my podcast. The new Aladdin.
Yeah, I did too.
That's what I'm saying. The original Aladdin in 1992 was talking about overcoming adversity, was talking about caring about people more than you care about yourself, and finding true love around in the process. The new Aladdin is talking about women don't have a voice, women are being held down, and women deserve to be in charge. Period. I mean, and that's the narrative that everything is shifting these days.
That's right. Send some hate mail to Graham Allen.
I'm just
because I got a ton of it after saying the exact same thing.
Hey, I'm telling the truth.
I'm sick of this third wave feminist crap. Bossy hair, bobbed hair, bossy wives, and women preachers. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
But it's true, man. I mean,
showing off your ankles.
It's true. Like, you can look at movies and find out. And I know this because I took my kids to watch the new Aladdin because I went to go see it.
It pissed my wife off.
I heard from you about it first. It's what was going on. So I took my kids to see the new one. We watched it.
This is smut. Load it up, kids.
Load it up. We're going to go figure this out. Anyway, so we watched it. I saw it. So exactly what you're talking about. They even added songs.
Yeah.
One of them, the main one called Speechless.
Yeah.
And then the next day at home, we watched the original Aladdin. And if you do that, you watch the new one and then watch the old one right after it, you will be amazed at the narrative undertone, how drastically different it is. They even cut out pieces of Aladdin doing really selfless things, like protecting people, sharing food, caring about Abu or whatever his name is, and all this other kind of stuff.
We got the monkeys.
Yeah.
We got the monkeys.
That's what I'm saying, though. But the new one, they cut those short, and they focus less on that stuff. And they focus left. That actually is what they do. But either way.
I haven't seen either one of them yet.
Well, then you're out of this conversation at this point.
But you decided to speak up anyway?
Golly. I have nothing constructive to say about this.
I got nothing to say about any of this. I'm completely inexperienced with the things y'all are talking about. But hey, I'm still sitting over here.
Yep.
Talk about white male patriarchy
There's
privilege.
that white privilege, yeah. Well, there you go.
Lord
You just proved everybody's point right there.
We're going to do a sitcom called The Hippie and the Black Man. That's what we're going to do.
Oh, my
I'm not black.
It's going to be like a new Seinfeld about nothing.
Talk about Seinfeld. He did the episode where the Kramer stumped on the Puerto Rican Day flag. Do you remember how the backlash from that and how it's such a big thing? It's just funny how, the same thing with the American flag, but they actually banned it from the network for a few years, but in 2002 they came back out and put it in syndication. Like, time has passed, so we could put it back out there. We're fine with it now. It's just
because the outrage comes and goes. It ebbs and flows.
Yeah, of course.
What's today's outrage? So it's one thing we pander to the black community with reparations, or Buttigieg went out there and ate chicken and hot sauce with Al Sharpton, and then can you imagine? Donald Trump does a deal on Cinco de Mayo where he's got his taco bowl sitting there on the desk, and he says, "Oh, the Trump Hotel has the best taco salads. I love Hispanics.
Yeah, I love Hispanics."
And everybody loses their friggin' mind, but there's Buttigieg.
Spit everywhere. I love Hispanics. I love them.
But
tacos are the great.
But then you got Joe Biden, who's going to come out and call Obama, a clean, a smart, clean, well-spoken, our first whatever.
Yeah, he called stupid. Cory Booker boy too, and Cory Booker, of course, came out almost crying, basically saying, "I find it's putting black people back 20 years."
They're gonna put y'all in chains,
dude. They have straight thrown Biden under the bus.
Notice Obama hasn't endorsed him.
No,
because Biden was never the plan. If he had been, he would have run in 2016.
Obama ain't endorsing nobody because he got burned so bad by Hillary Clinton. Telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if Obama doesn't endorse anyone at this point.
Well, first of all, they're a bunch of fools.
Jeez. Thursday's going to be fun.
Obama is nothing special in that regard. Like, I got tired hearing him give a speech. Take 2.5 minutes to say something could have said 20 seconds.
Well, yeah.
I get sick of
that, yeah.
So, but at least PR-wise and marketing-wise, genius. These fools they're trotting out here now, I can't wait for these debates.
None of them
can't wait for them.
None of them stand on anything that doesn't fundamentally destroy everything.
They're not running anything that put them in a current office. Everything they're talking about right now did not put them in that current office.
No.
Reparations, they didn't talk about reparations.
The only one that's been pretty much the same throughout is Bernie Sanders, and how he's been elected is crazy because
but he's about to forgive $1.5 trillion in school debt. That's his whole plan.
Well,
just going to forgive it. We're just going to let it go.
He's going to give unlimited care and benefits and money to illegals. He's going to do free health care that you have to pay more in taxes for, which only the left could tweet free and more taxes in the same sentence and expect people to be like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense." But what's scary is all the people that are like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome," but you're a bunch of idiots because you're doing the same thing. You're paying more in health, more in taxes for free health care when you're already paying that money that you're going to pay more in taxes for health care that you want. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, man. This I think it's 1.6 trillion in student loans. Where do they think that money's going to come from? Yeah. You're going to pay more in taxes, dummies. That's how it works.
Party Foul Steve owes me thousands of dollars. Like, I just gave it to him.
My wife does, too. I told her, I said, I'm keeping a tab, and you were
like, I
way
don't
in the
loan
red.
money, I give it, right? I feel like if I'm going to give it to you, I'm just going to give it to you. And then I'm like, okay, that's fine. But it still came out of my pocket.
Yeah.
Like, whether it gets paid back or not. So he's just going to just say, okay, absolved. Somebody out there put that money up.
I made a tweet and somebody, because I'm Christian, I'm very open about that, and somebody said when I said that about student loans, they go, the Bible says that you're supposed to lend money without charging interest. So I guess you're not really a Christian. And I said, first of all, dummy, it says to your brother. It doesn't say it actually says you should charge interest to foreigners and people you don't know. But I digress. But it also says that the wicked borrows and doesn't pay back.
That's right.
So shut your mouth.
That's right. And it also says if you have the money and your debtor calls on you tomorrow, do not let the day pass without you paying it back.
People love to pick and choose. Mm-hmm. People, man, they love it. They love it.
Party foul.
Hey, I don't know you a dime.
Party foul's like, I don't claim nothing. Allahu Akbar. I don't claim nothing.
Nothing.
I'm lopping heads off in Uganda. I don't even believe in circumcision.
I put in my 120 hours a week.
There you go. I'm just saying, even on that, it goes to the point. People want their debts forgiven when they willingly took out that debt in the first place, knowing how much it cost, knowing what the percentage rates were, and knowing reasonably how much money they were going to make with the job that they chose to go to school for. Out of $1.6 trillion, I highly doubt that the vast majority of those are for surgeons or nurses or lawyers. I'm pretty sure it's for people that went for liberal arts degrees and stuff like that, which I'm not down in liberal arts. People are like, oh my God, I can't believe you
I do, though. I down
do
it.
that.
Because look, here's the thing. If you're going to go get an education to get into a career field that you cannot support yourself with, and that's not all liberal arts degrees, but if you're going to get into that deal and you can't pay back your student loans or you can't even support your family, what's the point? And that's, if you start giving people free education like that, it becomes high school 2.0, because right now as it is, bachelor's degrees are basically worthless at this point. Yeah. They've become worthless. If you're not willing to go get your MBA or a doctorate or something like that, if you're not getting a bachelor's degree, Bachelor of Arts, I have both. I got a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Science. I got a master's degree, and we won't get into all that stuff.
You're sitting here on a podcast
and here I am
with me.
running my mouth.
Case and point. I'm a high school graduate, and I'm sitting in the same building as you are.
And you know what? He's probably making more money than me. I had to sit in this hot box with a styrofoam.
Oh, man. Drop the mic. High school diploma from Mississippi, mind you, which is probably not as good as other people's high school diplomas.
I know, but I do have 12 other businesses.
All I'm saying... All I'm saying is the people came at me too, and they're like, well, with liberal arts, they're like, fine, Graham, let's just not encourage people to dream and go after their dreams. I'm like, yeah, you know what a dream is? That you don't have a plan on how you're going to pay for it? A dream, and you're never going to do crap. Fantasy. People that actually do something with their dream come up with something called a plan. Yeah.
But it's hard, but double jeopardy.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, shit. What about people that want to be teachers? I mean, you don't go into the career of being a teacher, but you have to have a bachelor's to become a teacher. So what do you do then?
I'm not saying, but here's the thing, okay? You can't whine about something that you want to do. If you want to do it, you choose to go in that profession because you love it, right? Yeah. Good teachers love what they do.
Well, you have to love it to be a teacher.
And I also recommend educators get their master's degree because it takes you to another
What we should be talking about is, instead of forgiving $1.6 trillion in debt, why don't you take some of that money and actually pay good teachers what they deserve to make and start firing bad teachers. Let's start paying police officers and first responders the money that they deserve. Let's pay nurses and all these other people the money they deserve.
Biscuits.
And then they take that excess money and they pay the freaking loan back.
Better known as the Diamond and Silk Act.
Biscuits. And gravy.
Woo. I'm sweating like a Baptist
about
preacher.
Whether you black, white, or pinstripe.
Or polka dot.
I don't know why they don't like me, man. Never get a phone call from Diamond and Silk.
Diamond and Silk, I just spent
we're not going to get a phone call now.
I'm telling you, I don't know why. But either way.
I'll tell you what they tell me. I'm like, why can't, so they got like, what, 2.5 million followers on Twitter? Mm-hmm. So we had dinner last Friday night, and then we did that event, or that's Monday night, and then we had the event on Tuesday night.
Did they pay for it, or did you pay for it?
Oh, they paid for it.
Oh, okay.
Or they're...
I'm just curious.
Their people paid for it. Their people paid for it.
Their people paid for it?
Yeah, they've never been anything but gracious to me. They return my phone calls. They talk to me.
Well, I just don't even know.
I love Rochelle and Lynette. They love me back.
Well,
you know.
I think they'd love me if they talked to me.
Well, I'll tell you what they told me. I said, why won't they follow 46 people on Twitter? That's it. 2.5 million to 46. I said, why won't y'all follow me on Twitter? This has gotten ridiculous. And Silk, she said, Chad, let me tell you what. She said, well, first of all, you just never know. Like, we protect what we have to do on Twitter, but you never know. One day you might wake up and you will look and you will see that you are followed by Diamond and Silk. You don't know. You don't know, but we will see. I said, I don't want it. I don't want it. I love you girls. Come hug my neck.
That's the worst answer I've ever heard in my life. When you stop asking, that's when we'll do it. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Nah, I don't care.
Anyway,
Sean Hannity's the same way.
I'm just saying, back to that, though, I agree with you completely. That what we really should be talking about is paying people that deserve it more money for the work they do.
I've said it for 30 years. I've said it since I was 20 years old. I said the two professions in this America that need to be the harder, more difficult to get, and should make more money are law enforcement officers and educators.
And cameramen.
No question about it. You ain't getting enough.
You make good money as a cameraman. You got to put up with.
We got to talk about that off the record.
I'm telling you. Look at it. He's like, you get incentives.
Can you find us a graphic designer?
You get incentives. Can you find one that also operates a camera?
Sean, can you learn to draw?
Yes, I'll do it right now.
That's the most entitled statement ever. Can you learn how to draw? Can you please learn how to do this?
You send me to liberal arts school so I can learn to draw.
Can you please learn to be artistic?
Could you please find us a liberal arts graduate that can draw? Because I got money to spend and I can't find anybody that wants to work. This is how hard this is, Cat
I can draw you whatever you want, Chad. Pay me some money.
Good Lord have mercy. We got to go. We're at the hour. Party foul, Steve. Bougie Shaw. The Puppet Master Mark, and Candice, the Queen of the Ethiopians. Not Gay Graham. That's your new name. I know you don't like it, but that's the thing. Nobody likes the names I give them.
Jared. You can't do that.
Oh, that's true. We had Not Gay Jared.
You got to come up with something else, man.
I forgot about Not Gay Jared.
Yep.
What's that?
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Completely cisgendered heterosexual. Did Alyssa ask about me? Since I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I love your wife.
She was wondering what happened.
Hey, her Instagram's way better than yours.
Whoa!
Just saying.
Whoa! Shots fired.
I
Shots.
Hers
Whoa! Back out. Just walk out of the room slowly, Steve. Back out. Back out.
She's good at it.
I have to do all the network stuff now. She gets to do all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's like me.
Things.
You know, Chelsea Carden came to me and she said, "Your Facebook is really down like this." And I said, "Which page?" And she's like, "Well, the watch page." And she said, and I said, "It's because I hadn't been in the truck. People want you in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see it in the truck."
Yep. I agree. It's almost like we know what we're talking about.
Oh, my God. For the Chad Prather Show here in Studio 22, follow Graham Allen at Graham Allen on Instagram and on Twitter.
You can find me anywhere.
And, of course, subscribe to Dear America Podcast and tune in to Rant Nation on BlazeTV.com/Graham. Go check him out. Is it Graham?
Yes, that's
/ Graham?
Yep.
Okay, good. So check it out. We love you guys. God bless you. Find me out on tour. Go to watchchad.com. We'll see you live across the country. Party time, Mom. Bye.